So back to the group, you guys have one of the most talked about and one of the most amazing girl groups, the Pussycat Dolls. And what is it like being a part of a girl group that's made such a big impact?
Um, I think that when I really get to realize how much of an impact that we've had is when we have time like this, downtime, to really take a step back and view it from an outside perspective. Because sometimes when you're so wrapped up in the schedule and touring and so involved in the bubble that you live in, sometimes you don't get to really stop and see the impact or see how much success that we've had. And now that I get to kind of stop and look back and talk to my family and my friends, I really get to see and view it from an outside perspective, and it's pretty outrageous. I always knew that something was special with the dolls,
Mhm.
but we've gotten to touch so many different people all around the world. I've gotten to see places that I would never imagine getting to see, and I feel so very thankful. I'm not taking anything for granted, and I just hope in the future that there's more success. But the thing I really do love about us girls is that we're all humble and we're all really cool chicks, and I enjoy hanging out with each of the girls individually on our off time as well. So it's actually cool too to see, you were talking about V Factory,
Mhm.
like see
Yeah.
them so excited about all these things that are happening for them, and I remember what it felt like
Mhm.
for us when that was all starting to happen.
Yeah, so is that kind of reminiscent looking back and you're like, wow, that was us a few years ago, doing the smaller shows and now you're doing headlining shows and sold out arenas and
Oh yeah, we joke around with the girls. We're like, remember when we used to do 4 songs? We'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. Like we're doing 4 songs, and now we do an hour and a half show in heels, and we're just dying, sweating, working our
Wh-
heinies off, and
what is that like doing a
it's
show?
crazy.
What is that like doing a show that long in high heels?
Oh my
You guys are
gosh,
like always in
I'm
heels.
not
How do
even
you
gonna
do it?
joke, man. It is hard. It is so hard. Sometimes I run off stage like, okay, breathe, breathe, almost about to puke.
And you guys are in amazing shape. Like, what's your do you have a routine that you guys do before you go out? Do you rehearse in the heels? How do you prepare for that? Because that must hurt.
Oh my gosh, yeah, we definitely rehearse a bunch before we go on. Plus, we have so much dancing in our show that we really have to make sure that we're on point and that
Yeah.
um, sometimes there's different stages. We have to rehearse on how exactly we're going to maneuver our structure and
Hmm.
everything. And then also, I've been a very active kid my whole life. My mother was a personal trainer and did Pilates, kickboxing, and
Oh
hike.
wow.
So I've always really enjoyed being active, and I still continue to be even when we're not
Yeah.
working. But the show in itself
It's probably a big
is a
workout.
pretty good workout. So when we're on the road, I don't usually do too much besides the show because I come off stage sweating and probably burnt off a good hamburger if I wanted to eat one.
So like we were saying with the whole success and the what the Pussycat Dolls have become, with all that, as you probably know, comes all the drama and all the rumors and all that negative stuff. How do you handle that?
You try to, I mean, obviously you're going to read it sometimes because the
Yeah.
internet, everything is so accessible.
Hmm.
Television is so in your face that you're going to hear it or you're going to read it or you're going to see it, but you just kind of have to take it with a grain of salt because
Hmm.
it kind of comes with being famous or being in the public eye.
Yeah.
It's something that kind of comes along with a job. So people are always going to form their opinions, and some people's jobs is to create stories,
Hmm.
to come up with something. So it is what it is.
So
You can't take it personally if it's
yeah.
bad.
We're not gonna mention any names in particular, but there are some people who are like the Pussycat Dolls are breaking up. Can you?
Okay.
We're not gonna say who. We know who, but we don't have to say who in particular. But we know who he is. But but what do you have to say? Pussycat Dolls are not breaking up, right?
Right now we're on a break. We just got off of a huge world
Hmm.
tour, and we're all taking time to ourselves to kind of grow and evolve. And I think sometimes that's really important. You can get really burnt out and
Yeah.
lose yourself sometimes working so much and being on the road all
Hmm.
the time that we're really just kind of individually getting to do projects or maybe things that we've wanted to do for a while that due to the success of the dolls we haven't had time to do. So, um, not to mention many names, but
Yeah.
the stories are not always true.
Yeah. We know who.
Well, I'll just say that.
Mhm.
You know, I don't know what's in the future for the dolls, but right now, in the present moment, I know that we're each taking time for ourselves to kind of regroup.
So speaking of you, we were talking before, and you were saying how you're breaking out, kind of started to break out into acting. That's really exciting.
Yeah, it's really exciting. You know, in between PCD and Doll Domination, I was really starting to focus on acting. I was getting really involved in it, and I started to pick up some momentum. But due to the Dolls' schedule, I couldn't necessarily commit to anything.
Yeah.
There was a few independent movies that I was looking at, and had to turn it down. So now that there is time, I'm actually just really diving full force into it. I enjoy it so much, and it's something that's been a part of my life. But because of the Dolls, I've kind of stay committed to that, obviously. So now I'm just having fun and really enjoying kind of
Mhm.
seeing what I can bring out of myself as an actress.
That's really exciting. I mean, you're taking on a whole new side of the business.
I am. I'm really excited about it, and as I was saying, I have my Twitter, and
Mhm.
I always keep the fans updated with what I'm doing or projects that I'm working on. So
And what's your Twitter link so that the fans can follow you?
it's Ashley, and then the letters are LTMSYF, which stands for Let the Music Set You Free.
Mhm.
So it's Ashley LTMSYF, and you can find me and follow me and stay tuned with whatever it is I'm doing.
So it's twitter.com/AshleyLTMSYF.
Yep, I know. People are like, okay, well, that's a lot of letters, but a lot of my fans that have followed me for a long time, it's a saying that I always say. So
That's really cool. I really like that. Now, are you following us on Twitter?
I'm not.
You
For
should.
Twitter.
It's twitter.com/Dean Kelly DeanKelly Mag MAG.
MAG. Okay, let me write it down because
Okay.
I'll be like, yeah, okay.
All right. So thank you so much for taking the time to do the interview with us. I know you're a busy girl. I wish you the best of luck in everything, and